Hello viewers and welcome to yet another episode of Economic Forum. I'm your host, Cynthia Jikaramba. It's good to have you along. On this program, we take a look at various aspects of the Zimbabwean economy. The dairy sector in Zimbabwe contributes significantly to the growth and development of the national economy, providing livelihoods for small and large-scale farmers and many others involved along the value chains. However, the sector has been facing several challenges such as lack of funding, poor farming practices and skills, and insufficient extension services, thereby limiting its contribution to the national economy. To tackle these challenges, the Zimbabwe Agricultural Growth Program, through financial support from the European Union, initiated the Transforming Zimbabwe's Dairy Value Chain for the Future, TranZDVC, a project aimed at boosting performance in Zimbabwe's dairy sector. The project is being implemented by WeEffect, a Swedish development organization who have partnered with the Zimbabwe Association of Dairy Farmers, Zimbabwe Farmers Union, Zimbabwe Dairy Industry Trust, and other players to improve the economic, social, and environmental performance of the dairy value chain. They are targeting smallholder, medium-scale, and large-scale anchor farms with a vision to establish dairy hubs and inclusive business models. They have also set focus on dairy breed improvement through artificial insemination and improved breeding services. So far, TranZDVC has outsourced 200 in-calf Heifers from South Africa, which saw 22 smallholder farmers benefiting from the first consignment of 105 in May this year. Recently, we were at Kotsi Farm in Kwekwe, where the second consignment of the Heifers was handed over to selected private dairy processors for distribution to 26 small-scale dairy farmers. The event was attended by government officials and stakeholders in the dairy industry. Midlands Masvingo Region Dairy Officer, Mr. Virimai Madzivire, gave an overview of the dairy industry in the region and Zimbabwe at large.
Last year, we produced about 79.8 million liters of milk nationally. And as Midlands, our contribution, our start per month there is on average 2.2 million liters. If you calculate that by 12, it means we are producing around 24 to 25 million liters of milk per year as Midlands. We have 3 milk collection centers, that is Amaruomba, Tongogara, and Gokwe. As a region, we have 48 commercial farmers registered under dairy services, and we have 8 processors. And I would encourage more youth to join dairy, more women to join dairy, especially in this TranZDVC project.
Project coordinator Dr. Edson Chifamba said under the €7 million grant, milk processors will also receive assets for use by small-scale farmers in milk production. The project is expected to run for 4 years.
TranZDVC is a €7 million project which falls under Zimbabwe Agricultural Growth Program. We all know that Zimbabwe Agricultural Growth Program is a 5 value chain program which looks at dairy, beef, poultry, pigs and goats. We got 7 million to look at the dairy sector. The first thing that we did was to go out and find out what are the issues in the dairy sector. So we carried out a bottleneck analysis. From all those things that we did, we actually identified that feed is actually the major challenge in the dairy sector. Feed is contributes 76% of your total variable costs. And we also know that our farmer numbers are very low. I think when we started, we only had about 530 farmers. And our mandate is to try and increase that number to 4,500 by 2022. We also know that the infrastructure in some cases is dilapidated, so sometimes it's non-functional. From the 35 milk collection centers countrywide, only 17 are operational, and they are operating below capacity. We also noticed that the breeds, the total number of breeds that we have in the country is about 39,000, we need more cows and good breeds for us to be able to do dairy profitably. So based on all those challenges, we decided actually to formulate this program and see how we can address those challenges. We've got teams that are already in the field mobilizing farmers to actually meet our target. I know 4,500 is a very ambitious target, but if I'm proud to tell you that in the first year we mobilized over 1,000 farmers. Between January and now, we mobilized more than 1,000 farmers. We're also going to revive the multi-stakeholder platform where we expect all the players in the dairy value chain to sit together and formulate what we call a dairy strategic plan. We need to have a draft by the end of this year, which is actually the roadmap for the sector. By 2022, we should have a minimum of 120 million litres delivered to our processors. And that can only happen through livestock additions, which we are doing. That can also happen through farmer mobilization and comprehensive trainings that we're actually doing. So our teams are out there training farmers on various issues that we feel are pertinent to the revival of the dairy sector. We have also got this facility where we are assisting farmers, where we have the matching grant facility, where we give productive assets. In window 1, we are supposed to give to 20 beneficiaries across the country. In window 2, where we are looking at small-scale processors and milk collection centers, we are supposed to give 30 beneficiaries, each getting about 10,000 euro. In our window 3, which has got the bulk of the money, 1 million euro, we are target to give 500 beneficiaries. We've also created a fourth window, which is window 4, for medium-scale farmers. We are saying any farmer doing between 200 liters and 500 liters, you're also eligible to get 10,000 euro for you to buy any asset that's productive.
The project is expected to increase participation by small-scale farmers, especially women and youth, in the dairy value chain.
This project aims, among other things, for a domestic milk production share to increase from 63%, that is 75.4 million liters in 2018, to 100%, which is 120 million liters in 2022. This project also aims for an increased participation by small-scale dairy farmers in the dairy value chain, and that includes women and young farmers. A key activity in this project is the procurement and distribution of breeding heifers to improve the quantity and quality of the national herd. In total, the project will buy or procure 500 in-calf heifers, and this in turn will result in an increased milk production of about 9 million liters per year. The 70 heifers that we are handing over today form part of a second consignment of 95 heifers, which are imported from Cape Eastern livestock in South Africa. They were all tested for various diseases and were certified disease-free. These heifers will now be handed over to Dairy Board, who in turn will match the heifers and distribute in total 140 heifers to 19 small-scale dairy farmers in its catchment areas. Another handover ceremony will take place in Marerangwe, in which another 25 heifers will be handed over to Kefalos for distribution to small-scale farmers in their catchment area. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude and appreciation to the support we have received from the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Water, Climate and Rural Resettlement, for its support in assisting with the heifer selection, the veterinary service they have provided during this process, and the support with speedy organization of import permits and other necessary documentation which is necessary to enable the transportation of the animals to be as quick as possible.
Join us in the second segment of Economic Forum as we look at initiatives being taken to revive the dairy sector in Zimbabwe. Welcome to the second segment of Economic Forum. We are in Kwekwe, Midlands Province, where stakeholders in the dairy industry gathered for a handover of in-calf Heifers to small-scale dairy farmers in the province. The project, which is being funded by the European Union, is expected to transform Zimbabwe's dairy value chain.
I'd like to thank the EU for assisting with the funding of this incredible project that has benefited and will continue to benefit the dairy industry in Zimbabwe. I think one of the greatest successes of this project has been the fact that a large number of people from different industries, trades, government departments have all come together with one focused goal: the betterment and the growth of dairy farmers, and indirectly the growth of the dairy industry in our beloved country, Zimbabwe. To those farmers who will be benefiting from the heifers in calf, I wish you the best of luck, and thank you very much for doing such a difficult job in such difficult times and keeping the faith in the dairy industry.
The success of the Transforming the Zimbabwe Dairy Value Chain project, TranZDVC, is expected to significantly reduce Zimbabwe's milk imports.
We want to thank the government of Zimbabwe and the EU for having put this TranZDVC together and coming into Zimbabwe with such amount of money to try and help us increase in the production of milk. We are going to reduce the amount of milk we are importing from South Africa. It means we are now saving the foreign currency that we are earning in Zimbabwe. So, as agriculture, we are trying, and as dairy in particular, we are trying to make sure that we do not import milk.
Dairy stakeholders also raised challenges they are facing and called upon government to assist for the growth of the industry.
We have challenges in the dairy sector. And one of the major challenges we are facing currently is the issue of the 99-year leases. It's hard for our commercial dairy farmers to invest by using a 5-year lease. So I think if we could make arrangements as a ministry and expedite that process that they get their leases, I think we would get more investments on farms. Then there's also the issue of drought. It didn't spare us. And we are facing challenges with feed, the cost, and also even getting the feed.
I think it is very important that we take the matter that has been raised here to another level, particularly the tenure security issue. There is a lot of investment that we can attract into agriculture if we get our act sorted somehow. Private sector can release a lot, but that capacity for it to be fully released, we need to ensure that the land that we are operating on has been given its value, so that even farmers themselves can release the investment that they are holding. So if it is the 99-year lease, please, let's make it bankable.
Representing the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Water and Rural Resettlement was Mrs. Monica Magwenzi, who commended stakeholders in the dairy sector for their collective efforts in transforming the dairy value chain in Zimbabwe.
Government recognizes and appreciates the initiatives and efforts by the stakeholders in the local dairy sector that have seen a steady growth in milk production from 36 million to 80 million litres, that was in 2019, which is targeted for further growth. However, the current production is still far short of the national demand of approximately 130 million litres per annum. Zimbabwe is currently producing only 6.2 million litres of milk per month, targeting to produce over 80 million litres in 2020. I urge all dairy farmers to maximize the opportunity presented to them by the TranZDVC project and the government of Zimbabwe to scale up their milk production endeavors. I also encourage the farmers to ensure adequate feeding and health and all good animal husbandry practices to sustain these heifers to significantly contribute to the Zimbabwe milk production. We are looking forward to good reports of the performance of these heifers under your care. I also hereby urge the teams to continue with the good work to ensure improvement of the performance of the dairy value chain where everyone is a winner. These initiatives of dairy development are in line with Government of Zimbabwe's 2030 vision of transforming the country into a middle-income economy by 2030. Government is fully committed to work with all dairy value chain actors and development partners to mutual benefit.
We take a short break. Join us in the third and final segment of Economic Forum as we continue to look at Zimbabwe's dairy sector. Welcome to the third and final segment of Economic Forum. We are in the Midlands province where we witness the handover of in-calf heifers to dairy farmers through the Transforming Zimbabwe's Dairy Value Chain project, TranZDVC. The aim of the project is to support investments to increase milk production and milk sales, participation by small-scale farmers in the dairy value chain, decent job creation, as well as local production of affordable feed. Beneficiaries were urged to take good care of the cows to maximize production.
Wonderful farmers, wonderful dairy farmers, because you are already in it and you are doing it very well. We have already known, as you can see, these are the heifers. They are in calf. They are already 2 in 1. And we are going to get another one. Inenge yato 3 in 1. Saka, we expect you, dairy farmers, to take care of these animals very well. Mombe izi, zazenyu, taku utambizai ini, kuti mombe izi, they've been taken very well under good care, under Unitas. And they've done their best. And now that they've done their best, they are handing you the best. And now what we expect is the best of best. We expect excellency out of these. No abortions, no sick animal, no death, but we want to see the numbers increasing. We will move from glory to glory. Please, feel free to receive your in-calf dairy heifers.
Thank you.
The project is a welcome development in the Midlands Masvingo region, which is the hub of Zimbabwe's dairy sector.
Turikufara nekuda kwechirongwa chatakaitirwa nevewi effect kuti tibatsirikane ku-increase head yedu neku-increase milk volumes edu. Ndinotenda zvikuru kuti vasagumire ipapa, varambe vachingotibatsira kusvika takura kuita ma-commercial farmers chaiwo.
As Zimbabwe DC, we are very much excited to have such a development in our district. We are excited that it's also going to contribute towards the GDP of the district, of the local authority.
The TranZDVC is driven by various partners who have put their heads together to ensure its success.
Chirongwa ichi chinouya kuti chizoadressa poverty alleviation, choadressa kuwana muriwo mudzimba, choadressa kuti wakuitawo wealth yaunocreata panenge pachibereka mombe idzodzo. So we are saying kuti vanhu uyai tibatane tipinde mukama mukaka tiwane zvinotipundutsa muupenyu hwedu.
With this particular project, it is benefiting many of our small-scale farmers and just a few what we call medium-scale farmers. With the 70 from We Effect and the matching 70 from dairy boards, 140 cows, we are expecting an extra, I would say, about 1,400 litres of milk, minimum of 1,400 litres of milk a day. It's a great project, thanks to the EU for assisting.
We are working together with WeEffect and are supplying some machines such as milking machines, milk cans and buckets and the like, and offering a special discount to WeEffect farmers. And we're also offering after-sales services, backup and spares and everything else. And we really look forward to taking part in future handovers such as this.
With the coming of the animals, there's a lot that is definitely going to happen. This is encouraging a lot of young farmers and women participation in a dairy, that is in milk production. What we need to do basically is to close that gap between the current production and the desired production. What we want to do as Zimbabwe Farmers Union in this project is to then link a lot of these farmers to financial institutions and also to bring in aspects of financial literacy so that these animals continue to produce and produce more animals so that we grow the milking head of the country, and that will result also in increased milk production. We are therefore encouraging our farmers not to spend everything that they generate out as by way of proceeds on things that have nothing to do with the dairy operations themselves. So it's like plowing back the profits so that we continue to increase our capacity.
This is a second handover ceremony. We had the first one where we are targeting to, in the project, is targeting 500 Heifers from the project, and then as a local industry we are supposed to match with another 500 to target 1,000 Heifers. So this is part of that journey to achieving 1,000 in-cow Heifers, which we are importing as an industry, and we are happy that this will be followed with the semen which will come. We will use sex semen on these Heifers, and we also want to double the animals by 2022.
For milk production to be a success, we actually depend on the farmer, and only what the farmer produces is what can be used as milk production recorded for processing in Zimbabwe. So today we are excited because the project has given an opportunity for matching Heifers. These are in-cow Heifers from South Africa that have been given to our local farmers. In total today, 70 animals from South Africa have been given to our farmers who are beneficiaries of this project. And then the processor is also matched with another 70. So we are excited as dairy farmers that we are working towards our vision as Zimbabwe Association of Dairy Farmers, which is to double the national milk production by 2022 at the right quality and at the right price.
The program also aims for coming up, because we want all the different value chain players to have common objectives, common goals for the whole dairy sector. And therefore we are working towards to have a common dairy multi-sector strategy in place, so that we can work towards the same strategy and achieve the objectives, which is increased milk production and increased participation by small-scale dairy farmers.
We are not only targeting current dairy farmers. We are saying even if you're a greenfield, you have not done any dairy, you can also come into the project. Maybe you're doing beef at the moment. We got semen that we can give you, dairy semen, which can convert your head to dairy. If you don't have any dairy, you don't intend to do any livestock, you can also be just a feed entrepreneur. So you can grow and sell fodder and seed to our dairy farmers. You also consider you a dairy value chain player. We are mobilizing farmers. Currently we have 530 farmers. We need to mobilize more farmers so that by the end of the project in 2022, we have a total of 4,500 small-scale farmers taking part in the dairy value chain.
In order to meet its overall objective of contributing to a diversified and efficient dairy sector, the project will facilitate individual training of dairy smallholder farmers on fodder production, dairy business, and dairy animal husbandry. They are also intensifying capacitation of outgrowers, integrators, small-scale milk processors, as well as feed entrepreneurs in order to create a complete dairy value chain, which will see Zimbabwe doubling its milk production by the year 2022. That's all we had for you on this week's episode of Economic Forum. For your views and comments, please get in touch with our producers on the details appearing on your screen. From me, Cynthia Jikaramba, and the crew behind the scenes, happy viewing.